In 1884, the final piece of the pyramid atop the Washington Monument was set in place, making the structure finally complete after 37 years. The material that was selected for that final piece was selected both for its rarity and its value. That material? Aluminum. Today we check out the Aluminaxx Custom from guitar builder of the Quad Cities area, Dave Severs. I don't normally do demos of guitars like this, at least for YouTube, but this was such a cool, unique guitar that I couldn't pass up an opportunity. It's very, very, very unique. This is on loan from a good friend of mine and a former bandmate of mine by the name of Press Maxon. Press Maxon's info, by the way, will be listed on the screen and down in the description below. You ought to go check out Press because he was nominated by Indie Nouveau's magazine for Best Local Author for his novel. I'm reading this because I want to get it right. Bender at the Bon Parisian. And like I said, I will have links and all that kind of stuff to Press's work down in the description. But Press, this is on loan from him, and he contacted me and said you got to do a video on this guitar, and I was a little skeptical because as soon as he said aluminum, I got to thinking about those those aluminum guitars and basses that Kramer made back in the '80s that were just they were heavy, they were and hard to play and really really bright and and all that stuff, and this was nothing like it. As I mentioned earlier, this is made by a luthier in the Quad Cities area by the name of Dave Sievers, and I couldn't find any info on him to be able to post down in the description below for his stuff, but if that comes available, I'll make sure and update it. But but this is this is actually a pretty rare guitar. This is number 3 of I believe 5 in existence. So this is not something you're just going to be able to walk into a store and see hanging on the wall. And pricing and all that kind of stuff is going to be pretty irrelevant at this point as well. But I did want to talk about the guitar because it is really, really cool, and it did really surprise me. It is an aluminum body, and looking on the, that's actually a transparent-ish plastic back to it that's held together by a bunch of Allen screws. I didn't take this thing apart because, like I said, it doesn't belong to me. But the inside of the body is actually hollow where all the electronics are housed, and looking closely, you can kind of see how everything was wired, and it's wired pretty intricately. Those are Seymour Duncan pickups. Again, I'm not entirely sure which Duncans they are. They sound to me like the Hot Rodded set, the JB model and the Jazz model. What they sound like to me. Kind of an interesting bolt-on 6-bolt bolt-on neck construction. Very comfortable to play. Almost feels like a set neck, or a carved, sculpted set neck or neck through design, so to speak. Very, very comfortable to play. Satin finish, mahogany neck, and what is that? That's an ebony fretboard with what looks like mother of pearl inlays, and Godo tuners. So, this stays in tune very, very well. Probably the most unique thing about this guitar, minus the body anyway, the aluminum body and the overall look of it, is the way that it's wired. Each Seymour Duncan pickup actually has its own independent 3-way mini toggle switch, and what that toggle does, and that one reason why I play those demos so many times, because this thing has so many modes on it. In the instance of each one has 3 different modes. You can select it to be a humbucker, a single coil, which I believe is the outside, or you can actually select it to run as 2 individual single coil pickups at the same time, which is very unique. That would be the humbucker. That would be the single coil. That would be the dual single coil. So in the instance of, if you were to flip both switches up into the dual single coil mode and put both pickups on, all four coils, each running as an individual single coil pickup. You know, kind of a unique sound there. Not overly bright like I expected it to be. It's actually a a pretty balanced sounding guitar. And the other thing that surprised me, this thing sustains forever. This thing will hold a note for. I was surprised at how long it would hold a note. Still going. Still going. Let's try it again with the open note. You get the idea. Very cool guitar. Very cool guitar. So, something new and different to talk about. Like I said, I don't know that you're, unless you happen to see one of these hanging on a wall in a local music store, in your local music store somewhere, I would suggest you grab it. It's very unique. And being that it's a kind of a smaller, relatively unknown, or lesser known luthier, you're liable to get it for for a pretty decent price, I would imagine. So, but again, very difficult to determine that. Very cool. As I mentioned earlier, I will share all of Press's information down below, so you can go check out his stuff. On this YouTube channel, we always talk about supporting Share the Music. If you have broken guitars or unwanted guitars, or any instrument for that matter, contact these folks here at Share the Music, and they'll fix those guitars and clean them up and all that kind of stuff. And then most importantly, they're going to find a needy family with a child that wants to learn to get into music that wouldn't be able to afford his own instrument, and give it to them. So. Please go check out Support the Music on their Facebook page. You can also follow me on, you can find me on Facebook, you can follow me on Twitter. All pertinent links will be listed down in the description below. Aluminum is cool. Thanks.